All right, I wanted to quickly show you how to edit your mobile view. So here we are in the regular Wix editor. Let's go up here to the mobile view. If you click on this little mobile icon, this will take you into the mobile editor, which is a little different than the homepage editor. One thing to note, that the desktop version of the editor, that's where you can edit the text. You can edit like what is actually on the page. In the mobile editor, you can edit where things are positioned, the size of them, even the color of fonts and so forth. You can change backgrounds a little bit, but you're really not editing the content. You're just kind of repositioning it, resizing it, and restructuring it to look good on mobile. So here we are in the mobile editor. You'll notice I unhid some of this, these words that you have broken up because you have them animated. So to show you, there is this little hidden icon over here on the left-hand side. Wix kind of arbitrarily hides some things and shows some things. Most things are going to be appearing, but if you see that there's something missing that is on the desktop version but you're not seeing in the mobile, come over here to this hidden icon and this will show you all the hidden elements on the page. To show them again, you can click on Show Element and then it'll appear and kind of show you what is hidden and where it resides on the page. I'm going to go ahead and show all of these for now, just so we have all that content here, and then we can decide ourselves what we think works best in the mobile view. So going here, we have, I now have unhidden everything. So now it's starting to look a little bit messier. So what I'm first going to do is let's move some of this stuff around. We want the Zubrik Magic Theater to be, this is kind of your main logo, so we'll put that here up at the top. And then I'm going to move this mobile menu up to the top right. That's typically where people are expecting to see it. This videos really doesn't need to be here. Let's look at the home page. A lot of times, even if I've designed the page, I'm not sure exactly what that element is or where it was originally. So let's look here and see where that is. That actually may be, it looks like, probably a hidden element that's somewhere on this page, but we don't know where it is. There's a couple ways to find it, but for now, just for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to hide it because we don't really need that right now. So we'll hide this. So when I click on any element in the mobile editor, you can click on Hide Element to get rid of it. Let's move this blog down too, because this really... Oh, actually, I think this one also might be an element that might be hidden somewhere on the home page. Let's go back here and see. Yeah, I don't see this on your page here. So I think it probably might have been added and then you probably moved it or it got hidden somewhere. We can find that later, but for now I'm going to just hide it from this home page. So already now we have a cleaned up header. We have your logo, we have the menu. This looks good. Let's scroll down and maybe you don't want this repeated logo on the home page, since in the mobile editor the header is kind of larger, so maybe we hide this. I'm not sure, you tell me, but I'm going to go ahead and hide it. And then let's move and restructure these so that these look a little bit better in the mobile view. One thing I would probably do is make these a little smaller so they fit here. You can use this little A+ or A- to make them larger or smaller. You can also click on the settings to manually change it. I like to use this so that everything can be consistent. Let's try 16. And let's do the same thing here. 16. We'll do the same thing for each of these little blocks of text. And maybe they need to be bigger, I'm not sure, but let's try it first and see. Oops. Okay. So now you can resize these. You can kind of align them up so that it looks like a sentence instead of just a whole bunch of individual words. You can also shrink up the text boxes because they came in so large, they're kind of wide. And then you got your text here. So I'll move these a little bit closer and kind of adjust them until I'm happy with where they are. There is animation as well on mobile. I do discourage mobile animation and even desktop animation because Wix oftentimes takes a little bit longer to load when you use animation. So that's something to consider. For now, I'm going to leave the animation off on these. There is animation on the desktop, but that's fine for now. You may, if you find that the page is slow loading for people or on your devices, you might want to remove the animation just to speed it up a little bit, but that's up to you. I'm going to get this here. We got this. I think this looks a lot better. Let's go down here. We're going to kind of make this text a little bit smaller as well. And then we'll put your tickets up here and we'll kind of zoom this up. This is a little tool here. It's called the drag handle or stretch handle, sorry. What this does is when you use this little, it looks like a little arrow pointing down at a line. If you use this, it's going to move everything up and down in sync. So everything that's below this is going to move up if I use this tool. I like to use that tool just because it kind of helps get rid of extra space and helps you kind of move everything in sync together. Going down here, I'm not sure what this image is. Looks like it's just a box. It might go behind something. I'm going to hide it for now. I don't think we need that. And you can always go back to the desktop to kind of look and kind of go back and forth. A lot of times I'll do that to see what works best or what's looking best. These are called anchors, and this is basically if you have anything linked to an anchor on a page, a space on the page basically, these are those. So in mobile, they're going to be a little different than how they appear in desktop. So just make sure to move them to where they're appropriate. You'll also see that delete space appears if you have big chunks of space, especially as you move things. So I'll use that a lot to kind of move this up. And so we got some of these. I'm going to kind of use this, make this text a little smaller on the phone, and kind of go through all of these elements and make sure they look good. So I'm going to finish doing this and then I'm going to send you guys an updated link, but I just wanted to give you a quick tutorial of how to use the mobile editor so that when you add elements to the page or change things on your page, you know how to come in here and make some adjustments if needed. Really, it's all about resizing things, moving things around, removing spaces, maybe adding duplicate content that's not necessary. There's no really right or wrong way to do this. It's more about how is a person looking at it on the phone and making sure that they have the best experience on the phone. So again, I will kind of continue to finish moving all these elements and getting them to look good. I guess here's one other little trick. This is a grouped set of objects. You can ungroup it. That way you can kind of move them into place where you want. And then again, using the resize tool to kind of make that text a little smaller, make it fit better in the space. So I'm going to continue to fix all these, get those looking good, and continue to work on the rest of the page. But if you have any other questions, let me know. But I wanted to give you this little quick tutorial so that you guys can do this yourselves. One thing to keep in mind is when you add things to the home page, that's usually when you need to check the mobile and make sure that wherever you added that it's appearing nicely on mobile and is in the right place and is the right size and so forth. So if you're just making a text change, like let's say you change this sentence, you probably don't need to look at mobile because it's going to update that automatically and it's probably not going to affect anything. It doesn't hurt to look at mobile, but you might not need to. It's really when you add maybe a new video to the homepage or a picture or a whole new section to the homepage, that's when you're going to want to look at the mobile and just kind of move things around and make sure that they look nice on mobile before you publish. So let me know if you have any other questions. I hope this helps.